good evening and good night, boys and girls here in Greenfield. We are at Cesar Chavez Elementary School, and tonight, reading all about a famous woman is Mr. Mercado. He has a very beautiful story to share with all of our students here in Greenfield. So take it away, Mr. Mercado.
Thank you, Ms. Galvan. So today, you guys, we're going to read about a very, very important person. And her name is Helen Keller, okay? Mr. Mercado learned about Helen Keller a while back, too. Early life. Helen Keller was an author and an activist for the blind. Helen was born in Alabama in 1880. She became very sick when she was 19 months old. The illness left her blind and deaf. She could not see, hear, or talk. Young Helen often misbehaved. She bit or pinched. She was angry. Helen couldn't talk to other people or understand them. Her parents didn't punish her though. They knew Helen didn't understand the world around her. Helen's parents wanted her to learn to communicate. The Kellers hired Anne Sullivan to teach 6-year-old Helen. Anne had been nearly blind as a child. She learned how to read Braille. So she also knew sign language. So Braille are little dots that you read when you can't see. And sign language is when you talk with your hands. Okay? Education. Anne began by spelling out words into Helen's palm. Helen soon learned that everything she touched had a name. Helen then could communicate by spelling back into Anne's hand. Anne taught Helen to write. Helen also learned to read Braille books. In 1896, Helen went to school. Then in 1900, Helen went to Radcliffe College. She was the first deaf and blind person to graduate from college. Life's work. Helen wanted to help people. She worked for the American Foundation for the Blind. She gave speeches and wrote articles. She asked lawmakers to think of how laws could affect the blind. Helen wrote 12 books during her life. The Story of My Life was her most popular book. She also starred in a movie about her life called Deliverance. Later life. Helen traveled all around the world 9 times. She visited 35 countries. She asked people to help the blind. She gave hope to soldiers who had lost their sight or hearing during World War II. Helen showed the world that a deaf and blind person can do great things. President Lyndon Johnson awarded Helen the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1964, and Helen died at her home in Connecticut in 1968. I really like this story because Mr. Mercado learned a lot about her when I was learning how to talk in sign language. I know a little bit of signs, so I know how to say my name, I know how to say a little bit of sign.
That's beautiful. When people can't hear, right, and they don't know what to say, it's good to know sign language because then you can use your hands to help others understand what you're saying. Wow, that's a beautiful story, Mr. Mercado. Okay, Helen Keller. We learned about her tonight. Okay, boys and girls. So we are going to send our great big bear hug tonight. Okay, are you ready? Okay, put your hands out. All right, thanks for listening to us here in Greenfield and all the wonderful women who have contributed to America for March History Month. All right, ready? Sending a great big.
Sending a great big.
Golden bear hug.
Golden bear hug.
From our family.
From our family.